Everybody. All right, how do you declutter like a champ? How do you just go for it and find success and feel good about it? Well, I'm going to keep this video quite short because I can go on and on, but here are the basics, okay? You want to take a snapshot of where you are emotionally. What's happening inside? Are you thinking, oh my God, this is the last thing I want to do? No, thank you. I don't want to let go of anything. So now's not a good time to do it. That's a general principle, which is you don't want to force your way into letting go. It's not going to work. You're either not going to be able to let go of anything, or you're kind of forcing yourself through it and you'll have a lot of resentment and anger and guilt and whatever. A whole suite of negative emotions awaits you if you do that. You don't want that. So step number one, take an emotional snapshot, or I should say, take a snapshot of where you are emotionally. How do you feel? Instead of, I'm not ready, maybe you're actually feeling very, very pumped, very eager, very excited, and very ready to do it. The problem is you just don't know how. Where do you start? How do you do it? What do you need? Where does the stuff go? So if you're ready, fantastic. You're acknowledging that there are some emotions here, or maybe it's just thoughts you have, like it's time to get this stuff out, I'm moving, or it's time to get this stuff out, my roommate's upset with me, or my spouse is upset with me, or I'm upset with me. You have thoughts, or maybe you have the feelings, I don't want this stuff. I feel burdened. It feels heavy. I feel like I can't move forward with my life. So maybe it's a combination of thoughts and feelings, or maybe it's one or the other. But whatever it is, you've acknowledged it, you feel it. You're in that space of being true to who you are, seeing where you're at, and you want to take action. Great. I would say the next step is go with low-hanging fruit. What do I mean by that? Well, if you see crumpled up receipts, that's kind of an easy, that's out, right? You don't need it. If you see papers from 20 years ago that don't even make sense anymore, you don't know what they are, you don't know why you have them, that's also low-hanging fruit. That's the easy stuff that you're just going to get rid of. You can throw out, you can shred, whatever it is. Maybe you see toys from your kids that are broken or in 900 pieces. Easy to let go of, right? Low-hanging fruit. You're not going to start the process with a sacred book passed down, from 5 generations. No, obviously that doesn't make sense. That's bound up with very tremendous, deep-seated emotions. So you don't start out with the hardest object, right? And you want to make the process easier, right? You want to make the process something that you can continue to come back to. That's going to leave you feeling accomplished and successful and triumphant. Wow, look at what I just did. That's amazing. So start with what's easy. I looked at a bunch of old textbooks of mine from a graduate program that I did that I knew I would never look at again. And so I tried to give them to people that would want them or could use them. And the rest, I recycled. So I started with something that I knew I no longer had an emotional attachment to. So start there. And next, after you've kind of continued with that low-hanging fruit, you might say, all right, I think I'm ready to get to the next level. Let me take a look at something that might be a little bit more complex, a little bit more involved emotionally, but I think I'm ready to do it, right? And then you don't want to force yourself or say, I need to let go of 50% of this, or I need to let go of 10 items. Take it slow. Be honest. The next step is really picking something up and saying, how does this make me feel? What is my relationship to this? What is my relationship? And if the relationship is, I don't like this thing. I've never liked it. I've only held on to it because of such and such or so-and-so. There you go. You're starting to get into why you're holding on to it. And in doing so, you're creating a path, an easier path to let it go. If you pick something up and you think, this means so much to me, this has my heartstrings, you're not going to let that go. Okay. You're going to hold on to it. So the next step really is picking things up that might be a little bit more tied up with your emotions, a little bit more difficult to decipher what you want to do with it, and spending a little time with it. I don't mean 5 hours. I mean a minute or two. Maybe it's more than that. If within those first 2, 3, 5 minutes, you're kind of getting somewhere and you say, wait a second, yeah, this is really important to me. I never look at it, but here's why it's important to me. It was very important to my father, and my father is no longer with me, and I want to honor my father in this way. Whatever it is, you're going to uncover some kind of narrative. Or maybe it's the opposite, which is you sit with it for 5 minutes and you think, I thought I had to hold on to it. Hold on to this thing. I thought I needed to do it for Aunt Becky, or I thought I needed to hold on to it because I would use it someday, but it's been 15 years and I haven't used it. There you go. That's exactly the kind of thing you want to uncover, because when you uncover that realization, that's your key to letting it go. You've uncovered the truth about your relationship to that item. And that's the beauty. That's the place you want to dwell in. What is my relationship to this item? What is the next step for the relationship? Out or stay? I hope this helped. Take care.